Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the West Coast Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Richard Frias Guzman. And on today's episode, I am going to be talking about the Raiders and the Lakers mainly. I know maybe most of you guys who are Dodger fans who listen to this are probably not interested in listening to anything about the Dodgers. But in all honesty, there's not a whole lot of news as the postseason is still going on and everything. So there's really not going to be much news going on with the Dodgers until probably after the World Series is done and over with. So what to expect with today's podcast with the Lakers? I will just be talking a little bit more about the team overall, the roster, how they're looking, how certain matchups are looking, and as well. Speaking of matchups, we will be talking about the matchup that they have for their first game going up against the Denver Nuggets. We'll also talk about maybe potential starting lineups, potential rotations, and stuff like that, and what we can overall expect from this team this season, or at least to start off the season. We'll also talk about the Raiders, as there is a little bit of news when it comes down to it. If you guys have been hearing, especially with the trade deadline being right around the corner, there's a lot of talks with the Raiders maybe having some teams showing some interest in Devontae Adams, maybe in Hunter Renfrow. The Raiders having some interest in certain players from with the Minnesota Vikings. I believe there's a couple others, but like the Patriots and such, and so on and so forth. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on exactly what's going on with that. I'll definitely keep you guys posted, but we'll talk all about that on today's podcast. Then also we'll talk about the matchup for the Raiders going up against the Bears this week. So we'll talk all about that, and also just going to give you guys a quick reminder before we go ahead and get into the podcast that you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter. It's going to be West Coast Pod 702, or sorry, I meant to say X. I keep on saying Twitter, guys, my bad. But also you guys can send me an email. You guys can find me on Facebook as well. It's just going to be the name of the podcast, West Coast Sports Podcast, or for the email, of course, West Coast Sports Podcast @gmail.com. So this is going to be episode 161, guys. Recording this on an early Thursday morning. It's October 19th, 2023. A couple days away actually from my birthday. I'm super excited for my birthday, to be honest, guys, just to give you guys a little insight in my personal life. Super excited for my birthday. I'm really not going to be doing a whole lot. Just be a little bit of breakfast and dinner with my loved ones, with my family. Definitely just really trying to do something low key for this birthday. It's my first time actually having a birthday where I can enjoy it at my own house or my own place. So I'm actually looking forward to doing that. Just being able to go ahead and enjoy my own space, for once, and being able to go ahead and have a good weekend. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe that's something that just happens when you get older, that you just really like to enjoy your own space and do your own thing, kind of, just kick back and relax. But maybe it wasn't last year. I did a whole thing where I went to my first Laker game and everything, had a blast, and had the best time in the world. Honestly, I got to go in and experience all that with my lovely wife Rosa, so definitely was a great experience. For this one, definitely have to go in and see what happens. I'm really just excited that just another year of life overall, and just being able to go in and have this opportunity to go and record podcasts for fun, and being able to go in and just do this is always a blessing. So definitely going to make sure, guys, even if they seem like they're small blessings, count every single one of your blessings, and gotta always start off with the blessing of being able to wake up each and every day. So any day that you're above ground, definitely gotta appreciate that. So with that being said, though, guys, let's get right into the podcast, and then we can stop being a little bit sappy there, right? So, guys, let's go and start talking about the Lakers. As the Lakers, we're still a couple days away. First game is going to be on Tuesday, the 24th. Really excited for it. It's going to be well, I'm not excited for this reason, but it seems like, whenever it comes down to ring night for a team, if you're not the team who is getting the rings, you tend to have a bit of an upside, because you have a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? You have a lot of emotions and everything when it comes down to it, that when you're receiving these rings, that maybe your head is not going to be 100% in the game. and the opponents have saw all this emotion from seeing you receive this ring. And especially with the Lakers were the team that was in the West Coast, in the Western Finals, or Western Conference Finals, excuse me. And unfortunately got swept, of course, as you guys know. So when it comes down to it, I really think that the Lakers, not only, especially knowing that we have a lot of teammates, or a lot of players that are returning, that were actually on that team as well, is going to be playing in this game. So definitely great to go ahead and see that. Definitely great to go ahead and see that maybe they might have like an extra little bit of motivation, so to say. So definitely great to go ahead and see all that. One of the things that I'm really going to be keeping an eye on this game, not just the fact that they have that going on, but the fact that we have a couple different guys that we haven't seen, a couple guys that are maybe making some differences. My main guy that I want to keep an eye on is D'Lo. If you guys haven't seen this preseason, D'Lo's looking like a totally different type of player. He's not even looking like the D'Lo of old, or the D'Lo that we've seen last year. He looks a little bit bigger. That shot is just on point. He's being a little bit more aggressive, if you would. He's really more looking. I don't know. Everything's just quicker, just more to the point for him. He's not really waiting for the game necessarily to come to him. He's more, and it's weird because that's exactly how he's always been his career. He's always been more of a guy. He's not gonna be sped up. He's not gonna go ahead and be too frantic or anything like that, especially on the offensive side. He's gonna play at his own pace, and no player is gonna deter him from that. Now it's looking like he's almost a little bit faster, like he's almost getting into his playing rhythm a little bit sooner. And you gotta love that. The only thing that he's not really rushing is like his shots and everything. He's making sure that these things are gonna go in. So he's not rushing these shots, or he's making sure that, well, unless if he has to, because I have seen a couple of times where he has like some quick releases. But so that's definitely great to see. But you can see that with D'Lo, he's actually making an emphasis to take his time, see exactly what the defense is giving him, but he's taking full advantage of it. So it's definitely going to be great to go and see. It's one of the things I would encourage a lot of people, keep an eye on that. It seems like he's even bringing up the intensity on the defensive side, now that he's noticing that he's not going to be relied on so much on the offensive side, except for a few different things. But he's not going to be asked to run the offense or anything like that, to be the main ball handler or anything like that. I feel like maybe some of those responsibilities are going to be more on Austin Reaves. And speaking of Austin Reaves, it is looking like he might actually get the start at what's the word I'm looking for? Oh God, he might actually going to get the start at point guard. I'm thinking that he's not going to be playing shooting guard, at least not to start off. Maybe you might have a couple lineups where, say, it's D'Lo at the point or something like that. But in all honesty, we all know that there's not a whole lot of positions anymore. It's a lot of positionless basketball. So my whole thing is that seeing Reaves and seeing D'Lo, you can swap them. One plays the one plays the two, whatever you want to say. I'm definitely thinking that with Vanderbilt being out, and if they want to play Rui, or if they want to play Christian Wood, that's one of the things too, is that there's a lot of different ways that the starting lineup can go. But from the looks of it, it looks like Darvin Ham is starting to get set on this starting lineup of Austin Reaves, Taurean Prince, Rui Hachimura, LeBron at the 4, and AD at the 5. And I really like that one. You get a little bit of everything. You don't lose much in size, because you got LeBron and AD at the 4 and the 5. Then you have Rui at the 3, who, if he is looking actually a little bit slimmer. In all honesty, he is looking great on offense. He's looking like the Rui that can go in and fill up a stat sheet with points. He's looking like he's, instead of passing the ball as much, instead of kind of having that read, if he has a shot, he's going to take it this year. He's shooting the ball with confidence, and with, as we all know, confidence is one of the main things when it comes down to shooting the ball. If you're going into it not even confident that it's going to go in, well, it's for sure not going to go in. It is, I don't know, it's just one of the things that I've definitely noticed when it comes down to him. I'm excited to go and see exactly what type of season he may have this season, especially now that he might have a bit of an increased role. So definitely have to go and keep an eye on that. A couple other things that I have noticed when it comes down to this team. I'm really excited to go in and see what's going to happen, or really want to see what's going to happen with Christian Wood. I do have a feeling that at some point, maybe not to start off the season, he could eventually move into that starting position. Maybe if he does pick up his defense a little bit, because we all know that he can fill it up on the offensive side. He's a great offensive power. He has the ability to be able to score over people. He has the ability to be quicker. He has no problem putting the ball on the deck, and that's a very, very hard thing for a big man to do, to be able to dribble from the 3-point line all the way to the basket. To be able to beat guys like that, it's definitely a power. It's definitely to have two guys, really, when you have AD, when you have Christian Wood like that, two guys that are able to go and be that diverse and that versatile on the offensive side. Definitely a plus side, or definitely a plus for the team. So there is a couple other players that I would want to mention. Gabe Vincent, if you guys haven't heard much about him, or if you guys don't know much about him, he did play for the Miami Heat last season. Ended up going all the way down to the finals for them. Came up in big moments, and he's looking a little bit more like a Derek Fisher type, if you would. For those of you guys who are longtime Laker fans, you guys probably know who I'm talking about. Derek Fisher was a great point guard, a great guy to be off ball. He was not one of those point guards that had to have the ball to be able to go in and facilitate the offense and everything. He could have Kobe Bryant bring up the ball, or he would bring up the ball, but just immediate pass lead to Kobe. Kobe would run the offense from there. He would either post up at the wing, post up at the corner, just get ready for a pass if it came down to that. And he was a great knockdown 3-point shooter. Gabe Vincent, very similar, very stocky, just like Derek Fisher. Great on the defensive side. He's always going to compete. That's one of the main things that I always liked about him. So definitely great to go and see that we have another type of player similar to that on the team. Can't wait to go in and see exactly what he's going to look like, for the season, honestly. So we'll definitely talk more and more about some of the players as the season goes on. Just to give you guys a quick little preview again, I am thinking that we're going to be able to come away with the victory going up against the Nuggets, especially knowing that it's ring night. I have to, just see what other reports come out of it. I am expecting, Jokic and a couple of the guys to come out hot and everything and this and that, but I'm pretty sure with us having the little extra bit of motivation, we're going to be able to come away with the victory pretty easily. But let me know what you guys think. Maybe you guys think that I'm going crazy or something like that. But talk to me. Let me know what you guys think, and I'd love to go and talk more and more about that. So definitely speaking about some of the matchups, we do want to take this moment to also talk about the Raiders. The Raiders got the matchup going up against the Bears. I am thinking that this is going to be a pretty, maybe it might be a close game, simply just because both teams are going to be having their starting quarterbacks out. Jimmy G looks like he's gonna have at least a week in order to go ahead and recover. Sounds like the guy has like some sort of back issue or something like that. Not sure exactly what's going on. Main thing that I've been hearing is that he just ended up kind of tweaking it, and he's having to go ahead and take some time to go ahead and recover. There has been a whole lot of news as to what exactly it is or what's going on or anything like that, but I think it's just the thing where we have to go to and wait to see exactly what happens, or how long he might be out, or whatever the case is. My main thing that I've noticed now, or one of the things that I'm been wanting to talk about when it comes down to the Raiders, is who's gonna be the starting quarterback then for this game. And I think it's gonna really, hopefully, I'm thinking that depending on that is gonna tell us a lot about the status of Jimmy G. If it's Brian Hoyer, I'm thinking that it's only going to be a week or so, maybe just 1 or 2 games at the most that he's going to be out. If it's possibly more, I am pretty sure that it's going to be Aidan O'Connell, and I would prefer it to be that way because, in all honesty, Aidan O'Connell I think would definitely be the better option. He definitely looks like he has the ability to throw the ball long, and I think it would be a good idea to see what the rookie got. But when it comes down to it, because we're 3-3 at this point, if we have a chance to have Jimmy G back, and if the coaching staff, for whatever reason, thinks that that's our best option for the chance to get to the playoffs, then I guess we have to go with it. I honestly, I just haven't been happy with what we've seen from Jimmy G this season. I don't know if a lot of I know some Raider fans. I don't know if all Raider fans feel the same way, but I just haven't liked it. And I know that Jimmy G is probably better, is capable of better. We've seen that he's been able to go and do better with the 49ers, but the main thing is the deep ball. If he really can't throw that deep ball, especially having weapons like a Trey Tucker, like a Devontae Adams, even like a Jacoby Myers, guys who can all get downfield pretty easily, then if you're not taking advantage of that, then you kind of, just making these guys useless in a way, but definitely, I don't know, I guess it's one of the things that we'll have to go and see exactly what's going to be happening, but speaking of all which, when it comes down to Devontae Adams, it is one of the things that's worrying me, that he is sounding like he's has some frustrations with the team and how the direction that they're going. Maybe wasn't all that happy with how things were going with Jimmy G, and this is probably one of the other things that's giving me the biggest headache, or making me not appreciate Jimmy G as much as like other people have in the past. Is that pass where Devontae got hit really hard by the safety of the Patriots, you can't do that. It's just flat out. I know this is probably the second time that I said it, but you just can't do that. That's one of the easiest ways that you're gonna go in and get your guys pissed off. That you're gonna get your wide receivers pissed off at you, and they're not gonna go ahead and want to make those exceptional catches for you in the future. Unless that damn thing is like for a freaking a touchdown or something like that. That's the only reason I would think that would be a good enough reason to do so. But whatever the case is, I'm hoping that it might be Aidan O'Connell again that might be the starting quarterback, and that would let us know that maybe Jimmy's going to be out for an extended period of time, and that we're going to give the rookie a shot to see exactly what he got, and hopefully he can actually show us that he has what it takes to maybe get a few victories and everything, But we'll definitely see exactly what happens, especially with the defense playing a little bit better. I have to go and see what happens when it comes down to all that. I am seeing that overall, if our defense keeps it going with what they're doing, it will make it a very difficult game for whoever the quarterback is going to be for the Bears, for the wide receivers. I'm pretty sure the only thing that they might have going for them is that they might be able to go and get it going on the running game. If we can improve on that, make sure that their receivers don't get downfield for any big plays, then we should be definitely fine. We'll definitely have to. Now that's easier said than done, of course, but we'll have to go in and see when it comes down to all that. The biggest thing though would definitely going to just be on the offensive side. If we can get our running game going, that'll make it a lot easier for Aidan O'Connell or Brian Hoyer, so that way they're not having to go and throw the ball all around the field. If they can keep whoever Aidan O'Connell or Brian Hoyer's passes down to like in the 20s, then I think we should be okay. Now, that is easier said than done. I have to definitely see one of the things that with Josh Jacobs is that he has been getting involved in the passing game, so definitely great to go in and see all that. At this point, really though, guys, we have to go in and see what the game looks like. I am thinking that it's going to be a little bit closer, simply just because you're going to have both starting quarterbacks out. We'll have to go in and see though what the game is like, or who's going to be playing. But until then, though, all we can do is just wait and see. So until then, though, guys, I am pretty much just going to wrap it up from here. I am thinking that the Raiders should be able to come away with the victory. It may either be a blowout or it may be a close game. I am thinking that it might be a bit of a closer game, but we'll see. Not going to really do any kind of actual score predictions or anything like that. I really hate to go and do all that and jinx myself or something, but I am hoping that there is a way for victory on this one, guys, and we can improve to 4-3. We'll definitely go ahead and see what happens, though. But until next time, guys, I will definitely do my best to go and either record a podcast tomorrow, but with my birthday and everything coming up and all that, I'm not 100% sure. But until then, though, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I hope you guys have a good weekend if I don't talk to you before then. And take care, guys. Peace.